aren't you?
Okay, then I'm using cocaine,
Uh-huh.
and it's been feeling really good up until the last month, maybe even the last couple of weeks.
How long ago did you start?
About half a year, probably.
Okay, about half a year ago.
Yeah.
And how'd you get started?
It was a guy at the dealership. Tom told me that it helped him to sell cars.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gave me a line, showed me how to snort it, and so I did that, and
How'd you feel?
good.
Mm-hmm.
Felt good, felt positive.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately saw, how many people in the dealership that were my, I could sell cars to, and I felt like I could do that.
Oh, wonderful.
It was really
You-
good.
You got a real charge
I was even selling a Saab to somebody, and I don't like Saabs.
Uh-huh. Okay. And, of course, for a while that must have continued like that.
Yeah, for a while it did. And,
Mhm.
the result has been a lot of people coming to me, a lot of people like, what
Mhm.
they see, and so
Mhm.
there's a word of mouth
Mm-hmm.
referral, and I've been selling a lot.
Mm-hmm. But if that had continued, I don't think we'd be seeing each other.
Well, the problem is that it seems like, I'm off my game.
Uh-huh.
I don't, I don't really know how to explain it, but, I'm not sleeping well.
Uh-huh.
I'm not, I'm sad. I'm not seeing the, when I was on top of things, I could see people in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and I would be convinced that I had the car for them,
Mm-hmm.
and that I could get them into that car. And there was
Nothing stopping you.
nothing between me
Sure.
and that sale.
Right. You'd have that view in your mind and
I was
sell those
just
cars. Right.
On an edge,
You were
on a roll. I felt like I was on a
Yeah.
roll all the time.
Okay.
It was just wonderful.
So do you what you're saying is you've lost your edge and you don't feel good anymore about this. And you don't
It's
quite
not that I don't feel. It's not that I feel bad about using cocaine.
Mm-mm.
I feel like if I'd have found this a long time ago, I would have used it a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not doing what it used to do for me.
Mm-hmm. And
And I don't exactly understand that. I mean, I know that the guy who's selling it to me is selling me quality stuff.
okay, so it's not the quality of the cocaine, but you're using more, I would guess, than you used to.
Yeah, definitely.
And the
definitely.
effects aren't the way they used to be.
No.
It takes more to get some effect.
Yeah, and Tom said that happened to him too,
Mm-hmm.
but his wife had a real problem with it, and I'm not married,
Uh-huh.
so I didn't run into that problem.
Okay.
So he
And
stopped.
He
and,
stopped.
Yeah,
You're not stopping right now.
I haven't stopped yet.
Okay. So some of these effects are probably due to the cocaine. Cocaine is an addictive substance. Addictive substance means that when you take it, it doesn't act later on the way it did in the beginning, and you need more of it to produce less effect. And over time, it just doesn't work the same way.
Well, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Right, and the dealer certainly
You mean
wasn't
this
going
is
to tell you that.
right? This is like the normal thing that happens to people when
Yeah,
they use.
this is a normal thing that happens to people,
Cocaine?
particularly with cocaine. Right.
Mm.
It starts out making you feel like Superman.
Well, I feel cheated.
What I hear you saying is you feel cheated.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that you're also feeling sad.
I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry.
Yeah, because it gives you this feeling of invincibility. Wow, I'm just Superman. There's nothing going to stop me. And then you stop feeling that way. So why you felt that way wasn't because you're a very good car salesman. It's because the cocaine made you feel even better than that. Now when it doesn't do that, you start to lose your edge. You don't feel good anymore.
No, and I walk in. It's like I start looking at people in the dealership walking through the door, and I'm looking at. I'm looking at. I don't really want to sell them a car so much. I don't care.
Yeah,
about selling them.
yeah, you're losing your motivation. You don't have that drive anymore.
No.
Okay, but that drive didn't go away because you just lost the urge to sell cars. That drive's going away because the cocaine is causing you to feel like that.
Well, tell me about that, because
I'll
I don't
be glad
really,
to tell
I
you
don't
that.
really
No,
understand.
you don't really understand. Most people don't. They take drugs to feel good. They don't know why. Cocaine is one of those drugs that works in the pleasure centers of the brain. We've got places in the brain that are hardwired, they call it. They're places where you feel pleasure. So sex is hardwired there. A good meal is hardwired there. Going to a concert and getting blown out by the singers, that's hardwired there. That's where you feel the pleasure. When you feel that pleasure, a substance called dopamine is released from the pleasure centers. It's a neurotransmitter. It goes into other neurons in the brain, and it makes you feel terrific. That's normal. But cocaine makes that part of your brain squeeze out a huge amount of dopamine, more than the brain ever is used to doing.
Okay.
So you're going to feel super.
I
So-
did.
Yes. The problem is that the brain is living tissue, not like a machine. So after a while, the dopamine breaks down, and there's just no more to squirt out for a while. Now you don't feel good anymore. You feel bad.
Mm.
You may feel depressed. You may feel sad. You may feel blah. And that's because the cocaine is causing that. Normal things don't do that.
Mm.
Sometimes people get depressed because of normal things. You have an animal that dies, or you broke up a relationship with somebody you loved. So you feel bad for a while, and then eventually you recover. But with cocaine, it's the drug itself that's causing you to feel bad.
It's not very reassuring.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it wouldn't be very reassuring if you had to keep going on and using cocaine. Then you'd be on a downward path to going home, tail between your legs, no job.
Well, listen, that's what I've been thinking about.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about. I've been selling $4,000 a month,
Mm-hmm.
and the cocaine's been costing me $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
Mhm.
I'm looking at this coming month. I'm looking at. I've only sold 2 or 3 cars. I haven't been
Mhm.
selling like 10.
Right.
So I don't have enough to buy the cocaine
Mm-hmm. Okay.
that I anticipate buying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's that?
So I wait, So I've been thinking about, I can't afford the cocaine. 2, with the dealer after me, I can't afford the apartment.
Mhm.
The only place I can think about going is back home to my parents, and
Mhm.
I'm going to hear about it. I mean, that's
So you're having these, we call them catastrophic thoughts. It's like, sliding down in an avalanche, and you're going to wind up buried on the bottom. But from what you told me, you were a good car sales person. You sold
Yeah.
cars, and you liked it.
I like
and,
it,
and
yeah.
you're competitive and motivated. So I don't believe that you can't do that again. What I understand is that the cocaine has got you thinking that without it you can't sell cars. And I don't believe that that's true. I believe whether you're feeling bad or you're feeling good, if you're motivated, you can sell cars. And if you come off the cocaine, you will be able to sell cars again.